If you're looking to get smart on key topics and fast, you're in the right place. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something truly fascinating.
Absolutely. We're talking about the link between your gut and your brain.
Yeah, this gut-brain axis idea, we've got some really interesting source material on it.
Mm-hmm.
And our mission here is pretty simple. Pull out the most crucial insights
Yeah,
for you without getting lost in, overly technical stuff.
exactly. We're hitting the main questions, what it is, why it matters, and, well, how it might affect your everyday well-being.
Okay, let's jump right in then. This term, gut-brain axis, what exactly is it?
So think of it like a superhighway, a communication network connecting your digestive tract and your brain.
Highway. Okay.
Yeah, they're constantly talking to each other, sending messages back and forth using nerves, hormones, all sorts of signaling molecules.
And how do they send these messages? Is there a specific line?
A big part of it is the vagus nerve. It's like a direct physical connection, a major information pathway between the gut and the brain.
Right, right. It's still kind of amazing, though, that what happens in your stomach could actually influence, say, your mood or how you think. How does that work?
Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is the gut microbiome.
The trillions of bacteria living in there.
Exactly. These microbes aren't just sitting there, they're incredibly active. They produce all sorts of chemicals, including neurotransmitters.
Like serotonin. I've heard the gut produces a lot of that.
It does, a surprisingly large amount, actually. And since serotonin is key for mood, you can see how an imbalance in the gut might, well, ripple upwards to affect how you feel mentally.
And is pretty wild. Okay, so if things are out of balance down there, what are the signs? How would you know if your gut isn't, happy?
You might notice things like persistent bloating, maybe gas, constipation, diarrhea, just significant changes from your normal digestive routine.
General discomfort, then.
Yeah, often general digestive discomfort. These are usually indicators that the gut environment, the ecosystem, might be a bit off-kilter.
Okay. Now, we hear so much about probiotics and prebiotics. What's the actual difference? What do they do?
Right. So probiotics are the good guys themselves, live beneficial bacteria that you can introduce into your system,
Yeah.
often through fermented foods or supplements.
Riding troops, basically.
Kind of, yeah. And prebiotics, they're the food for those troops. They're specific types of fiber, mostly, that your beneficial bacteria love to eat. Feeding them helps them grow and thrive.
Got it. Good bacteria and food for the good bacteria. Makes sense. Now, what about inflammation? We know it's bad generally, but how does gut inflammation specifically affect the brain?
That's a really important connection. When the gut lining is inflamed, it can become more permeable, sometimes called leaky.
Leaky gut, I've heard that term.
Exactly. And this can allow inflammatory molecules produced in the gut to sort of leak out into the bloodstream.
And travel upwards?
Yeah, they can travel throughout the body, including potentially crossing into the brain, which might contribute to inflammation there and affect mental health.
Which leads to the big question, I think. Can actually improving your gut health help with conditions like depression or anxiety?
That's definitely a major focus of current research. It's probably not a magic bullet, not a cure-all on its own.
Right.
But the evidence is really mounting that a healthy, balanced gut microbiome can play a significant supportive role in mental well-being. It seems to help create a better internal foundation.
Okay, so if we want to support this foundation, what kinds of foods should we be focusing on? What makes the gut microbes happy?
Think fiber, fiber, fiber. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes. These provide the prebiotics we just talked about.
Fuel for the good guys.
Precisely. And fermented foods can be great too. Things like yogurt with live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi. They can directly add some beneficial bacteria.
Makes sense. On the flip side, what about things that disrupt this balance? Antibiotics, for instance.
Yeah, antibiotics are tricky. They're crucial for fighting off harmful bacterial infections, obviously.
So,
But they're often not very selective. They can wipe out large portions of your beneficial gut bacteria along with the bad ones. This disruption can sometimes lead to imbalances or dysbiosis.
which can take time to recover from, I imagine.
It can, yes. Now, back to that leaky gut idea for a second. You hear it thrown around a lot. Is it actually a scientifically accepted thing?
Good question.
Well, the concept of increased intestinal permeability is real. The gut lining can become more permeable under certain conditions, like inflammation.
Okay.
But the extent to which this leaky gut is a distinct condition itself or how central it is to various diseases,
Yeah.
that's still being debated and actively researched in the medical community. It's not quite as clear-cut as some sources might suggest.
So more research needed there. It sounds like this whole field, the gut microbiome, is just exploding right now in medicine.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of the hottest areas. Researchers are using really sophisticated tools now, like genetic sequencing, to understand who lives in our gut and what they're doing.
And how it all links to health and disease.
Exactly, from digestive issues like IBS to metabolic problems, immune function, and, as we've discussed, even brain health. It's a very dynamic field.
So wrapping this up, the key takeaway really seems to be this connection between our gut and brain isn't just some minor thing. It's a complex, vital relationship.
Definitely. It's a fundamental part of our biology, and we're only just scratching the surface of understanding all the implications.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How something like choosing more fiber or trying some yogurt could potentially have effects far beyond just your digestion.
Mm-hmm. It highlights that interconnectedness. Maybe looking after your gut is really another powerful way of looking after your mind, something to consider.